Because Susan's on Is that your mind in the beginning? Thank you.
Okay. Good.
Welcome to the school committee meeting of November 13th, 2023. I'd like to rise for the national anthem. Pledge of allegiance.
You're going to say.
Sorry. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're going to do things a little out of order this evening, and I'm going to turn it over to Superintendent Durr and Chief Lori.
So thank you for your time, everyone. Regarding the incident at the Morris Pond School on September 14th of the school year and the ensuing enterprise story on November 10th, Chief Jeff Lori and myself, we would like to make a statement regarding the event and the record thereafter. So Mr. Langmead, during this event, did not follow our safety monitor protocols. There was a delay in contacting the police. This is the first action that should take place whenever there is a suspicion of a concern. After placing a call to the police or notifying the office to call the police and then placing the school in shelter in place or a lockdown, the role of the safety monitor is to ensure all students and staff are inside and the building is secure, meaning that all doors are shut and locked. The Falmouth Police Department has repeatedly advised that they will respond to all calls to the schools when contacted. The police responded immediately to this event, and if called earlier, our Falmouth police officers would have been on site sooner.
Good evening, everybody. The Falmouth Police Department charged Mr. Langmead with possession of a firearm on school grounds because he removed his firearm from a secured location in his vehicle and continued to carry the weapon on the grounds and inside the school building, even after the police arrived on scene and after this incident was over. This is a clear violation of Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 269, Section 10J. Something I wanted to add personally, and the superintendent and I have discussed this, the Falmouth Police Department and the school department have long been in agreement to add a school resource, it's officer, but I assign them to the Detective Bureau, school resource detective. However, there have not been enough officers on staff to delegate a second SRD, school resource detective, to the schools. I will have the second officer in place as soon as the staffing levels allow, and I'm also prepared next school year. I'm hoping we have 11 people getting ready for the academy now. We have a bunch of lateral transfers, self-sponsors. We continue to have a bunch of open positions and open to laterals. So at the very least, what I'm hoping is to at least have a part-time school resource detective for you in the coming fall school year. So that's the commitment, unless something different happens, to make sure that our kids are safe, that our staff are safe moving forward. So I'm committed to that. I have been for many years as a chief, and I look forward to working with all you folks in the community moving forward.
So I hope that clarifies any confusion there may be about the matter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
The school committee meeting will be in person for school committee members and the public. A remote option will remain available for committee members unable to join in person. You can join from a PC, Mac, iPad, iPhone, or Android device. Please click the URL to join, which is https://falmouth-k12-ma.us.zoom.us/J//8736447-403. And it's also available on our website. Margaret, could you please read the mission and vision?
Mission. The Falmouth Public Schools creates world-class student learning experiences. Our Clippers are empowered to pursue their goals with curiosity, integrity, and resiliency. Vision. Clippers are creative, inquisitive, and engaged learners who participate in their community as socially responsible citizens. Clippers effectively communicate and solve problems that impact the world around them. That's your charge.
Thank you. Public comment. Members of the public are welcome to speak about items that are not on the agenda. Comments should be limited to 2 minutes in length. Due to open meeting law, the committee cannot take action on public comment for items on the agenda. The chair may accept comments from the public following the committee's discussion of an item. Additional comments and feedback can be submitted by email to schoolcommittee@falmouth.k12.ma.us. Is there anyone here for public comment? Seeing none. Moving on to the presentation of Lawrence School highlights. I'd like to introduce Mr. Tom Bushy, principal.
For having us. I'm really excited to come and highlight a very exciting, innovative project that was developed by our 7th grade ELA teachers. And I'm going to let them talk about the project and introduce it. And we have a treat. We're going to see some projects that the students did. At the same time, we'll have a couple minutes at the end for some questions and answers. While the ELA teachers are talking a little bit about the project, they got some images to go around. So I'm very pleased and proud to introduce our 7th grade ELA teaching team. This is Allison Manchester, Jillian Jewett, Abby Donovan, and Kate DaCosta. If you want to come up and tell us a little bit about the literary food truck.
Thank you for having us. I'm Allison. So one interesting challenge of being an English teacher is we take on summer reading with our students. And summer reading, we love, we have a great selection of books that the students get to choose when they're in season coming into Lawrence. And first days of Lawrence are very busy. It's a new school, brand new teachers, so we really wanted to think of a way that we could make summer reading really engaging and more of a celebration rather than a test or an essay in the first few days of school, just knowing that there will be plenty of time for essays later on. So we got together and thought about an idea that would make summer reading fun but not compromise rigor. And we stumbled upon a post from one of our favorite teaching blogs, Spark Creativity. And the idea was for a literary food truck festival. So students had to design a food truck business concept and menu based on their summer reading book.
And as a team, like, we work with special educators. I'm a special educator as well. So kind of to think about the equity in helping children transition, we had a companion book project that went kind of along with it. So a diverse group of books paired with sort of like in conjunction with our special educators, we were able to like provide structure to make this an accessible project for all learners. So they could either use their companion book project or their summer reading, like with our help and support in school. So everything was able to be done in school during Bulldog time. So it kind of created that equitable learning experience for all students.
And I think what made the project most exciting and fun for us is that it was completely collaborative from its origin. The 4 of us put in countless hours during our department time with the support of our department head, Sarah Cox. We also dedicated time during our weekly prep, and then hours outside of school, just kind of texting each other, getting really excited about what this project would have in store. We were even hand cutting some trifold boards at one point to prepare for our students.
No one got hurt with the box.
Yeah. It was just a wonderful opportunity as well to collaborate with our special educators during our co-planning time. It was really beneficial for us to get things like, okay, we have a stencil now to make our food truck, or we have these really valuable sentence frames that can help all of our learners find success in this project. Challenges that came about, as always, every educator will say time is of the essence. However, I think the energy and the real buy-in that we had from our students, as well as the 4 of us, really helped to propel the project forth and ensure that our students had a really successful, positive, and rigorous experience.
And due to the success of this project, we're planning to continue with it next year. Now we kind of know some of the challenges, now that we've done it before, so I feel like we know what to expect. And again, we just really want to thank FEF for helping to fund this project and help us purchase the trifolds and source our materials. And I don't think the art festival would have been as engaging if kids couldn't like walk around and see everything like upright and actually kind of have this like one-on-one conversation with the person that they're visiting. So it really made it feel like more of a festival because of FEF support.
Thank you very much. So we have the special treat for you now to check out some of the literary food trucks. The students are going to bring them to you, kind of what happened with the North Falmouth students. So just stay put, and these bulldogs are going to come around, and feel free to ask as many questions as possible. We have a couple minutes. Bulldogs, 2-minute warning, 2-minute warning on your presentation.
Right now. This
Maybe you can see Anson's project here. Mr. Haley at home. If you could bring your conversations to a close, and join us back in So all the last couple conversations about the literary food trucks are brought to a close. Just want to make this really awesome pool of students and staff available for a couple questions that they might have before we drift off and get ready for town meeting. So if anyone has any questions or concerns.
I'm just curious what the students thought about this project as opposed to kind of like your generic book report that you would do. If you really, how you felt about this one compared to your
I really liked it because instead of doing like a book report or essay, those can get like long and detailed, but this was like a more fun way to do it, and you could be more creative and add your little style to it.
Carrie?
When you did these, did you talk to your classmates too? Was that part of it? That was part of the project, was to give something oral at the end? Okay.
Yeah, put up the posters and.
That's why you're so eloquent now.
And did you all have fun?
The posters and everyone, and half the class walked around, but the other half gave an oral representation of their project that they did.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, teachers. Thank you, parents. Thank you.
I forgot to just mention, if anybody was making a recording, I just need to document it. Were there any recordings? Yep, I got you, Gilda. Anyone else made a recording? No? Okay. All right, moving on to act on the new policy KG, community use of school grounds.
So we'll turn this over to Mary Gann so she can, for the policy. Thank you.
So it's the same policy we discussed last time, and it's for free use of school grounds, fields, trails, tennis courts, basketball courts outside of school hours that would be set by the superintendent in collaboration with the building principals.
Is there a motion to Is there a motion to act on the new policy?
Make a motion to approve new policy
Thank you.
KG, community use of school grounds.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Heather. Any discussion?
It's not really discussion, but just making sure we follow up on Sue's question last time about Fuller Field and whether or not, how that falls into this, so that we know whether or not this applies to it.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Thank you.
One question.
Yes.
Strongly like the idea that we can provide access for free. Is there any, does somebody, when they're filling out a use form, check consider us for free? What's the decision-making process for which activities might get free use of the facilities?
So we've never charged for anything other, for any actually outdoor facility. There are facilities we ask for people to sign up in advance, and the all-purpose field is one of them. And along with that, when they do that, they have to provide proof of insurance, and such, because of the expense of the field. But all other outdoor facilities, there's never been any fees as far as I know to use. And there's no fee for the all-purpose field, it's just we ask for sign up in advance, which is the same process that we would do for any inside, use of any inside the building, although on the inside, there's usually a fee attached. Mostly to pay for custodial that's on site, and any cleanup or whatever after, which would not necessarily be the case for outside. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, roll call vote. Mike, do you want to start?
Halen, yes.
Sue?
Augusta, yes.
Chris?
Lumping, yes.
Joey Maderas, yes. Susie, yes.
Welch, yes?
Goldstone, yes.
Melissa Keith, yes. That passes unanimously. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, policy. Moving on to act on the revised policy, BEDH, public participation at school committee meetings. Mary?
Again, this is the policy we discussed at the last meeting, and this policy we had to revise in order to comply with new law in Massachusetts that allows for any kind of speech during public comment that is not threatening or overly disruptive. So we followed the law, the language of the case, the Supreme Judicial Court case that came out on this, and we deleted language that is no longer lawful under that law.
Is there a motion to act on the revised policy, BEDH, public participation at school committee meetings?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Kelly. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Terry. Any discussion? Seeing none, roll call. Mike, please.
Halen, yes.
Sue?
Augusta, yes.
Lumping, yes.
Maderas, yes. Susie, yes.
Welch, yes?
Goldstone, yes.
Melissa Keith, yes. That also passed unanimously. Thank you, everyone, including policy. Moving on to the first read of the finance policies and revisions.
Mary.
Mary, hi, you're up.
These policies we revised in the policy subcommittee to comply with recent changes in laws, guidance issued by the Office of the Inspector General, who oversees various municipal finance areas, and guidance issued by MASC. And so you'll see, for example, in the first one, DBC, we just added a reference to a statute. Anything that's new is in red. So that's just a minor, that's just a legal reference added. The second one, DBG, is similar, just some legal references and a cross-reference added. DBJ is the same, just some legal references and cross-references added. And the good news is those policies are all in compliance with the law and MASC, so we didn't have to make any substantive changes. DGA, our policy was not, that it wasn't that it wasn't in compliance, but this just clarifies that the single signatory warrant process, and so it just makes it clear and memorializes that process. It's nothing new, it's the process that we've always been doing. Also added some statutory references and a cross-reference. DH is just references were added. DI really just, our policy, again, it was not that it wasn't in compliance, but this allows us to tighten up language regarding the administrative procedures that are required for appropriate oversight in fiscal accounting and reporting. Am I going too fast?
No.
Okay. DIE, again, our policy was not that it was not in compliance, but we just had to clarify that when the audit is conducted, it has to be within 9 months of the close of the fiscal year. DJ is just a simple, we changed they to the agent, that's just to be consistent with Mass. DJA just added some language about how long contracts can be entered, the duration of contracts up to 3 years, and contracts of longer duration may only be entered into by a vote of a duly called town meeting. And then DJE had more of these significant changes because the law changed to increase the thresholds, purchasing thresholds. So this just says we'll conform to the requirements, and it used to be purchases between 10,000 and 50,000 would require an attempt to secure 3 votes. They've increased that to 100,000, so they've given greater leeway for that. So that is just, we also had to eliminate some language down in the 3rd paragraph from the bottom. The law and the guidance from the Inspector General no longer allows that kind of language, or reserving the right to waive any informality. DK, again, is just, it's the single signatory, just memorializing that and eliminating some language that is no longer necessary. And that's it. These are all really just, they're required to comply with updated laws, updated guidance from Mass, and updated guidance from the Inspector General's office.
Thank you, Mary. Moving right along to the superintendent's update. Yeah.
Okay, so assuming this was a short meeting and we wouldn't be able to provide all updates, we actually did some memos. So in your packet, you have the early literacy instruction update that was asked for at last meeting. You also have the Falmouth High School Security Hall Pass tool update that was requested. And then a third that was not requested, but thought we would, it lend itself for a update through a memo, just to let you know where we are, is the tier focus monitoring. If you have any questions, we could probably ask or answer them now. It looks like we have a little bit of time. And then I just have one more update after that. But those 3 were the memos. If you'd like to take time to read them, and then next meeting, if there are any questions, we could also take that. Or at any time, you may email me between meetings, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have. So if there's any question now, if not, I'll share my other update.
Seeing none.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I just want to draw your attention to the flyer that's at your table. So this was a suggestion through, as we're learning about communications, that this is one way. Flyers are definitely a way to be able to communicate. So we don't always get to have time or able to provide presentations or such a different, and the town meeting is one example. So this is information on our schools, our district, and just a flyer that was put together. So something that we're learning. It's just another, just another tool that we can have to use this for communication. So we hope to pass them out tonight. So if anybody would like to help pass out for town meeting members tonight, that would be great.
This is really nice. I like that it's all on one page. I like that it's maroon and white.
And I think the town meeting members will appreciate getting something with updates on the schools without sitting through a presentation. Not
One
that
more
we don't,
presentation.
it's a lot of presentations.
It's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Especially since we don't have anything monumental happening right now. So as we were learning, that's right, that's,
Kind of what we learned is this is probably not just a way of communicating, but it could be a better way in certain circumstances.
Great.
The QR code there goes to our website, so people can use the QR code and get even more information.
Excellent. Well, this information, I know that it's already on our website, but will this be in this sort of form on the website? Or?
Yeah, so
Okay.
people will be able to, yes, download and read this.
Perfect. Because this is really, it's put together nicely and you don't have to go digging for it. Everything's there. Great. Okay.
Thank you, and that's it for the update.
Thank you. Routine business. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of October 24th, 2023?
I'm on a roll.
Ellie, my girl, thank you. Who's, how
I'll
about?
second.
Oh, okay.
I'm on the roll behind.
All right. Any discussion?
A question?
Sure.
And a clarification.
Sure.
So, Dr. Harris was also with us, at least for part of the meeting, but I don't see him listed under attending, so I don't know if he needs to be.
If he's a guest.
If he was a guest, if he needs to be added or not. And then, nitpicking, of special, under the presentation of mass certificate of excellence, of special note, he received a perfect score of 5 out of 6 AP exams taken. I think there's mixing of the score of the exam and the number of the exams, or should be on?
My understanding is he took 5 exams and all 5, he had perfect scores on.
So it should be, so 5 out of 5? It says 5
Got a
out of 6.
perfect score of 5
On five
on
out of
5
5.
AP exams.
Out of 6.
Out of 6 exams?
He took 6, but he only got 5 on.
Okay, all right, so that's, okay, thank you for the clarification, Sharon.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a clarification for me then.
If you get a 5 on 1, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
For sure.
So are we
Of
changing?
5 of 6 exam, no, I think it's
He got
okay.
a 5 on 5 out of 6?
Perfect
Got a
score
perfect score
of 5 out
On
of
5 out of 6. Oh, got a perfect score
No.
on 5 out of 6.
The
Okay.
perfect score is 5,
Oh,
he took 6 AP
yes.
exams.
Yes, we got it. It's fine.
And we're back.
We're back, yeah.
I don't think that we need to list Dr. Harris. He is mentioned in the superintendent
Yeah.
update as a guest.
Yeah, because we don't usually do like all the principals.
Correct.
Okay.
Unless, yeah, okay. Okay, roll call vote. Mike, starting us off. You're muted.
Halen, yes, sorry.
That's okay, thank you. Mrs. Augusta?
Yes.
Lumping, yes.
Madeira's, yes.
Susie, yes.
Welch, yes.
Goldstone, yes.
Melissa Keefe, yes. The minutes of October 24th pass unanimously, thank you all. Any committee member reports? I'm sorry, I am so jumbled, tongue-tied.
That's because everybody's trying to rush you.
Terry.
Okay, I'll forego my usual, 3 points from the collaborative and the VIPS, but there's 2 things I wanted to point out. This Saturday, there's a track meet. It's the elementary schools all compete. There'll probably be around 300 kids. You need volunteers, and so if anybody would want to volunteer.
Is this the VIPS?
It's, yeah, VIP sponsors it, yeah. And Lori's going, but I teased her at the meeting, it's because she wants to do the touch-a-truck. That's what, I'm only kidding. And of course, to name the student of the month, it's Emily Frias. I hope I said her name right. I usually find out beforehand. I hope I said it right, but anyway, that's my news.
Thank you.
I got news.
I love your news.
Okay, so the LPAC had our regular meeting last week. We talked about creating a more welcoming environment for new families who registered during the year. We also talked about absenteeism on Halloween and the January dessert and discussion meeting for LPAC families. The budget subcommittee, no, that was before our last meeting. Not that, we already did that one. I attended the MASC conference and would be happy to share information with anyone about some of the sessions I attended. I went to something about establishing a daycare for school employees, current trends and laws impacting contract negotiations, AI in schools, inclusion work, and the role of librarians in collections and book bans. Anyone wants to know more? Oh, and Margaret went too. She probably got other sessions she went to.
What do you got, Margaret?
Yes, I feel badly. I realize many of you cannot attend, and it's a shame because the meeting is really fantastic. So I went to a few meetings on equity. I went to a meeting on dealing with difficult people.
Is that recorded and can we all have it?
As a matter of fact, I have to bring back several. I also sent the information about the results of the delegate meeting to all of you. And I went to the book banning session and also about pathways for students, which was very interesting in terms of, I know we have already some wonderful ones, but there's things that we can do that would not harm the technical school, but also provide our students. Most college students, I'll say this quickly, most college students now spend 5 and 6 years in college because when they go to college, they think they're going to major in something and they go, God, I never want to do that in my life. So providing opportunities in high school and junior high for students can provide them with opportunities to say, gee, I want to do that. No, thank you. And so we really can do a lot more. We're doing great stuff, we can do a lot more. So I'm very excited. And Kelly and I are going to share it with the superintendent in terms of ways we can move forward with some of these. And there's a publishing company that publishes essays of 6th graders. And I brought the books and I'm going to share that with the principal and the superintendent. I committed us to do that next year for our students. I think that's so exciting. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. Any other committee member reports? Heather.
Quick update, attended the most recent FEF board meeting. I'll be attending their board meetings on a quarterly basis and keeping in touch in between. Specifically, there was a request, I don't know if there's a formal invitation that will go out before FEF comes to give their annual presentation, but they would appreciate any guidance on specifically what we might like to hear about from FEF. Just felt last year like they were kind of shooting in the dark. They didn't know exactly what it was we were to hear about. So any input on what would be really useful for the school committee to hear about when they come to present would be appreciated. And yeah, any questions or updates that I can pass back and forth, happy to do that.
Great.
Thank you.
Any other? Well, okay, Chris.
I attended the Tech for Learning kind of group. It was my first time attending that, and I thought, it was wonderful kind of seeing the teachers that showed up, the other digital learning teachers. I apologize, I don't have my notes with me. But, one thing that kind of stood out is where they were teaching programming through Legos. So, I think there's a lot of great opportunities there for kind of collaborations with other kind of multidisciplinary subjects. So thank you for inviting me, and hopefully more teachers, even those who aren't really using much tech right now, might show up and kind of get some ideas. So thank you, Sonia.
Thank you. Speaking of FEF, I had the pleasure of being on 2 field trips last week, both sponsored by FEF. On Wednesday, I went with the honors English and honors art classes to New York City, to the the museum, yes, the modern museum. Oh my God, you guys, I'm sorry. The MoMA, if you will. And then all funded by FEF. The students they could do writing, a poetry, an art project, and the assignment is, it escapes me, it's like an EK. Thank you, say it loud.
Ekphrasis.
Thank you. So they, and they will have a presentation in December. So I'm looking forward to seeing their creativity as always. I think that Ms. Baker and, oh my gosh, Miss Kenny, thank you. Bring out the best of creativity in the students, and I'm very much looking forward to that. And then Thursday, I went on another FEF-funded field trip on the train, we went over the canal bridge. This is for the 7th and 8th grade engineering classes. And they talked about how the canal was dug and built and all the things around it. And then there was some ecology in there as well, and the students had a packet to do, and it was really exciting, and they had a great time. So thank you again, FEF. We are very lucky to have such an amazing program in our town, so thank you. Any other committee member reports?
Your request, just a
That's
reminder that December 5th, we are booked for a goal-setting workshop, 6:30 to 8 at the admin building.
Say it again.
6:30 to 8, admin in our regular room.
Yep.
On December the 5th. And if you can't make it, please send me your comments ahead of time.
Thank you, Kelly, for setting this up.
Thank you, Carrie, for pushing us too.
Thank you both for reminding me.
I would just say, to make the meeting more efficient, if you can maybe jot down some notes, because the email that Kelly sent out had what the goals are and the action steps. So maybe you can do a little brainstorming before. Yeah, everybody will be doing it an hour before the meeting, I know, but I thought I would just say that. Right.
Perfect. Any other requests for information? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Margaret, who's second?
Second.
Roll call.
Halen, yes.
Sue?
Augusta.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Feel better soon.
we're Sue. Go to bed.
Lumping, yes.
Maderas, yes.
Susie, yes.
Welch, yes.
Goldstone, yes.
Melissa Keefe, yes. We're adjourned. Thank you all.
Very good.
You guys are so